It is a great day to be alive, and I am so thankful for God, Jesus Christ, who lives in us. In today's video titled New Tupac Dream and Ethereum Crash, I'm going to be sharing a new Tupac dream that I had and relating it to an old Tupac dream that I had. Before we get started, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing that I'm sharing is financial advice. I'm simply sharing dreams, visions, and interpretations that I feel God has given me as it relates to crypto. Now, let's get into the video. So here are 3 videos where I talked about the Ethereum crash, things that I feel like God was showing me as it relates to Ethereum crash, where it could possibly go, as well as its connection with Tupac in some way. What I've come to learn from this old Tupac dream is that there are 2 messages here. One has to do with the Ethereum crash and one has to do with war. So far in the bulk of my videos, I've been focusing more on the war side of this particular dream. Simply because it's just been relevant with the timeline and things that has been taking place. But at the same time, it also is pointing to crypto, that specifically being Ethereum. So this dream began with me walking into this old dream began with me walking into this dimly lit room, and this individual had his glasses up against the screen. I could not see the front of the screen. I only saw from the side, and with his glasses up on the screen, he was scrolling down very slowly. Based on this part of the dream, my interpretation was that glasses are used to help correct your sight or your vision if it's defective. When you put on glasses, it helps you to see clearly. I believe God was saying here that the message is we need to be watchful. There is something that you need to be paying attention to. There are a lot of things going on behind the scenes in the world that we don't know about, but God will reveal those things to his people. Leaving the room with the guy and the computer screen, I walked into another room, and in this room, I heard a person's voice, but I did not see their face. And I understood that this was a place where this individual, whoever this guy was, I knew it was a guy because I heard his voice. He was customizing everything Tupac. So you would go to the table or walk around within this small room. You would pick out an item, give it to him, and then he would customize it with paint or whatever he was using. I understood it to be paint or something like that. The first thing I took notice of on the table of things that could be customized were the headphones. And so the guy went on to say, as he saw me looking at them, he said that sometimes we have problems doing the headphones. They shrink in the process. And if I could, I would replace them with a new pair of my own, but I can't. The headphones for me represented or was symbolic of blocking out distractions. When you put the headphones on and you're listening to your music, you're in your zone, it allows you to block out things that are around you. Putting on headphones as opposed to just turning on the radio allows you to listen more clearly, more crisp, and you can actually hear the words and what is being said. And I feel like God was saying for us to put on our spiritual headphones so we can hear clearly what he is saying to do during this time. So we put it on glasses, we're putting our spiritual glasses, we're putting on our spiritual headphones because he wants us to be aware of something. The last thing that I saw on the table was a mini casket, and this is what I've been sharing for a number of times. This plexiglass box, and within this box was a mini white casket. And on the outside of this box, there was a backwards flag that was painted on. I did not realize this flag was backwards until after I woke up and I started drawing this out, and I realized it was a backwards flag. And I've already shared that a backwards flag means marching towards war. So in my mind, this was indicating a small mini war, something that wasn't going to last very long. And so I've shared a lot of details about this particular portion of this dream. But for now, I want to stay focused on Tupac. But the biggest message was that, God, are you trying to get me to understand that we need to pay attention, put on our spiritual glasses, to pay attention, put on our spiritual headphones, to be able to hear from you clearly, because there's things that are going on, probably leading up to what you would hear about a war, your nation, the U.S. marching towards war. And then finally, as this dream was ending, I saw a picture, a pencil drawing of Tupac on the floor, standing up next to the table. When I woke up from this dream, I immediately thought about Sister Sharon and Brother Keith, as Sister Sharon shared her dream about Tupac and connecting all that to Ethereum, the Ethereum crash. If you have not seen that video, if the titles have not changed, these are those 2 videos. And that is Sister Sharon from Now Daily Bread. Now getting to the new Tupac dream. And in the same way, this dream also has 2 messages. So this dream began with me seeing a picture of Tupac and someone else, and both pictures share the same frame. the same picture frame. And I had this dream on February the 15th this year. So just a few days ago. I cannot remember who that someone else was, but I do know that this picture frame was not a regular picture frame. When the pictures were tapped, then a square would appear somewhere on each of the pictures. When you jumped up and you tapped the Tupac picture, a red square would appear. When you jumped up and tapped the other person's picture, a blue square would appear. But you had to jump up because the picture frame was out of reach. So jumping up once, tapping the picture, whichever picture, only allowed the square to be visible for a few seconds. You had to jump up and quickly tap the pictures, each picture, for the square to remain visible. And there were about 3 rounds of this jumping up and tapping of the pictures, and each time the squares would move to a different location. And each time the squares would be higher, so you would have to jump higher, making it a little bit harder to get the squares to be seen, but also to get the squares to stay on, tapping it very quickly more than once. And finally, in this dream, for whatever reason, I saw a black guy, and I knew he had something to do with this picture or these pictures. So I woke up from this dream and I realized that there were 2 messages. The first message had to do with Tupac and the Tupac case being framed and put on display for the world to see. And the individual that was sharing the picture frame with Tupac, I feel that that is possibly the person that is being framed for his death. The second message in this dream was, of course, Ethereum again, an Ethereum crash. And just as the first dream, I immediately thought about Sister Sharon. I immediately thought about Brother Keith and their interpretation of how Ethereum is connected to Tupac. And I still believe 100% what they're saying about the connection in Ethereum crash. I still believe that. Also, that same day that I had this dream, I saw an article as it relates to the Tupac case. And this article is basically talking about a delay in the trial because the person that they have now could possibly not be responsible for his death. So I don't think that that was a coincidence. And finally, getting back again to the second message as it relates to Tupac, Ethereum, and the Ethereum crash. News came out today about a major hack that took place with Ethereum. And this hack took place on the Bybit crypto exchange. And there was $1.4 billion hacked or stolen from this crypto exchange. And we saw that the Ethereum coin took a big hit. Now, this is not the Ethereum crash that I have seen in my dreams that I feel like God has shown me. But what this does is confirms the fact that Tupac, relation to this Ethereum coin, there's something about it that brings us to a moment where Ethereum is going to crash, whether it's a major crash, whether it's a minor crash. I don't know what kind of crash you want to call this one that happened today, but a crash of Ethereum did happen. And so what I'm seeing here is that a person is going in and they're hacking this exchange, and what it's doing in return is framing the crypto market to look a certain way, to make people fearful of being involved, of investing into crypto. So not only is the Ethereum coin being framed, but the entire crypto market itself. And so that is my take on that. I am still praying more about this second Tupac dream, simply because I saw the colors of red and blue in that dream. And those are 2 colors that have been a part of me deriving dates for the market crash timeline. Is this specific to Ethereum? I don't know. Are those colors going to be specific to a date and a time for the Tupac case? I don't know. That I'm still praying about. Like I said, this is very fresh. I just had this dream on the 15th of this month. And so when I saw this today, I immediately thought about this Tupac dream whenever I saw the news come out about Ethereum and the hack on the Bybit crypto exchange. So that's all that I have for this video. Until the next one, be prayerful and God bless.